Someone is definitely in trouble at Jagex. Hello, off the bat. I do apologize. I wanted this video to be out like 3 or 4 days earlier. However, if you can't tell from my voice, I got COVID. And I just got enough energy to get out of bed. So, with that being said, this information is still very pertinent. It's about all we have. And Raid 3 releases in under 1 week. Jesus Christ. And Raid 3 releases in under 1 week. So, in my opinion, it's very much still worth analyzing. If you guys have not seen the leak, a trailer was allegedly posted to Facebook that was supposed to be posted on the day of release. But instead, they posted it like a week and a half early by accident. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but if you haven't, let's give it a watch. Also, spoiler warning, if you would like to go in blind for Raids 3, obviously don't watch this. It's going to show you a lot. Kinda sweet, also kinda loud, Jesus. Okay, before we dive in, I would like to express explicitly that I am currently under an NDA with Jagex for a project that we're working on for Raids 3, and it's actually out at this point. Thank you, COVID. So, I do have to be very careful about what I say. However, I was not a playtester. I did not playtest any of these fights. I don't really know the mechanics of anything. But, you know, I do have to be careful about what I say. With all of that said, all of these mechanics are, like, new to me. I didn't know any of these things were going to be in the game. So, let's dive in and let's take them apart one by one. There is obviously a lot to unwrap from the start here. But first, we need to unwrap something more significant. That is right, friends. I am talking about my briefs because today's video is sponsored... beautiful. By Manscaped. As many of you know, I am currently dealing with a testicular injury. It's been hampering me for a little bit, but what that's not stopping me from is my grooming and my hygiene. The only thing worse than injured balls is smelly injured balls. So Manscaped threw me some pretty sick stuff this month. Let's check out what we got. First off, the bread and butter. We have the Lawnmower 4.0. This is a waterproof hair trimmer for even the most sensitive bits. This thing even has a little light. Check that out. That's pretty sick. And then its partner in crime, the ball deodorant. Ooh. That smells good. It smells really fresh. They also sent me this thing, which is this really cool little travel kit filled with all your grooming tool essential. I can't overstate how much I like this. It is very well made, it feels perfect, and it is definitely going in my toiletry bag now. And of course, the thing that I might be the most excited about, these are the new and improved high-performance boxer briefs. It's breathable, it's comfy, it's even got this little cool jewel pouch design inside, right? That's for your, your boys. The doctor said that I need to keep my little homies cradled up and safe. So not only is Manscaped supporting me with this sponsor, they're also supporting me physically. Go to manscaped.com today and get 20% off plus free international shipping when you use promo code TASTY at checkout. Thank you again to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Okay, so let's peep all the rooms and the mechanics that have been unveiled that I think are significant, and then after we can dive into some of the more miscellaneous stuff. Like I said, I'm going to skip over anything I'm not comfortable talking about for legal reasons, but it's really not too much. Now, the first thing I want to look at is this section right here. Quick. But it's the Crocodile fight, also known as the back. Okay, this right here is an important frame, this one right here. First off, we do see some familiar waves, right, and an energy ball that kind of give me a DS2 vibe, the Galvec fight, if you guys remember that. I do want to bring a little bit of caution to the table, though, and say that, this is genuinely way too early to tell. I've had so many people come to my Twitch stream, which, by the way, twitch.tv/TastyLife, and complain that, Jagex is just reusing and copying mechanics. And it's like, my brother in Christ, take a deep breath, okay? This is a 15-second video. This is a 2-second portion of a 15-second video of a project that's been worked on for multiple years. Like, let's take a step back. Let's take a deep breath. Let's calm it down. Also to note, we definitely have some poison splats on the ground. Interesting. So from what I see right now, this fight seems to be pretty heavy on movement, pathing, time management, which personally I love. That's some of my favorite stuff in all of PVM. So I have some very high hopes for this fight as it stands. Also to note, they are all wearing range armor, which this is gonna be a big point that I want to talk about later on. So keep that in mind for now. Ooh, all right. This right here, all right, that is the Shadow of Tumakin, which obviously they've released the design and everything like that. But seeing it on a player, this thing looks so sick. I love the way this thing looks. My only gripe is that it doesn't really match the color scheme of Ancestral. So maybe in the future, Jagex can think about adding either another set of ornament kits for Ancestral, or what I think would be even better is maybe an ornament kit for this staff, so it matches kind of the current mage meta, but we'll see what happens. As far as I know, there's no ornament kits or anything coming out on release. Now, the next one, we get very, very few frames, but some glimpses. Check it out. You see, God, it was so quick. It was so quick. Hold up, look at this. Okay. This right here, that is Baba, the monkey mommy. My voice is slowly crumbling. I'm doing this for you guys. Everyone seems to be using melee. Everyone's praying melee. Everyone seems to be super low health as well, so maybe we caught him at a bad point. It looks like a lot is going on. However, it's really hard to discern anything specific. The only thing that I can really see are kind of the falling rocks up here. And now this part is total projection, but one thing I would love to see in some of these fights, especially one with what appears to be a free-floating boss like this one, is a tank mechanic. The ability for players to kind of choose who will tank so that we can kind of metagame around that, if you will. Think like Maiden of Suganinti, which is a fight that I generally hate for a lot of reasons. However, I do think that the tanking mechanic in Maiden is extremely fair. And I know OSRS is not traditionally built around combat roles like other MMOs, but I do think Raids 1 and 2 both have done a very good job of kind of introducing role-based variety to a lot of the encounters, especially in a way that like suits old school combat, you know, because we don't have those traditional roles. So I definitely have a lot of faith in the dev team for Raids 3, but let's keep moving on. Again, bro, it's literally two frames, dude. 2 frames. Look at that. Okay, but they're 2 very important frames because this actually gives us a lot. Let's check this out. So this is the room for Akka. It looks like it's broken into 4 portions, and at this point, 3 of them are being covered with damaging mechanics. They look like different styles of damage too, but I'm not really sure exactly what that means. Looks like fire, lightning, frost, or not frost because that's not in RuneScape, magic or something like that. And then there are these 3 ghost-like apparitions of Akka, but the interesting thing to note is that they are not on the 3 damaged portions of this fight. So that hints that perhaps this is an entirely different mechanic. It's too early to tell at this point. Once again, though, everybody is in melee gear and they're praying mage, and that's about all I can get from this one, but interesting though. Oh yeah, okay, so that one was Kefri. This one is Kefri, which actually gives us quite a good bit. Also worth mentioning, I think this fight looks so cool. The art style is incredible. All these animations are super sick. The mural on the wall in the back, I think, is really, really cool looking. The art team did A+ work on this one. They should be very proud. And just the whole art style of Raids 3 from what I've seen at this point. I think the art team in general does really, really well with making Raids 1, Raids 2, and Raids 3 all their own very distinct, flavorful encounters. And from what I can tell, this one looks like it's going to bring a little bit more color than TOB, which will be nice to look at. Anyway, so off the bat, we see this guy right here, which is maybe some sort of minion. Looks to be a swarm. I don't know. It looks like a health bars above that little swarm thing. Explosive fireballs, I think, are being tossed everywhere. Yeah, look, you can see the explosive fireballs coming down. And there's some sort of line of like shadow flame back there. No clue what that does. This room looks like genuine chaos. And I'm also hesitant to say that this room is going to be similar to like Nilo because there are clearly some very distinct differences. But this is potentially what we would refer to as a trash fight. Not because it's bad, that's not what that means. But it's because the majority of the fight is potentially taken up by non-boss monsters, which were affectionately dubbed trash mobs back in my WoW days. It's not an insult, it's just an unfortunate name. But once again, we really don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Also, I just noticed this at the very end. Now people are maging Akka, and the ghost entities still seem to be in the back, so keep that in mind. So there's not too much else in the video. That about wraps it up for the leak. But the one big thing I want to tap on overall is the gear that these people are wearing. I am assuming that this footage is from the playtest. And I imagine that the playtest players just kind of got like a generalized standard loadout with some of the best in slot gear, and were left to their own devices to figure out what's going on in each room. The devs probably do not want to force a meta onto anyone. They just want to see naturally where the players go and help that kind of boost the emergent gameplay that I think may makes raids in RuneScape so immaculately fun. As for the gear that people are wearing in this video, I would not merch anything based off of a 15-second leak. And for the love of God, dude, that whole Serp helm thing a couple days ago where everyone was freaking out. Here's the thing. My money is that the devs gave the playtesters Serp helms on purpose so they would not be able to tell if there was a poison mechanic in the raid. We're cooking with peanut oil now, boys. Who knows? And even if there is poison, like Sandfuse, just bring a Sandfuse. You're fine. You're chilling. The whole Serp helm thing was just absolutely insane in my opinion. Also, the final point, the biggest tinfoil hat conspiracy that I have, I think Jagex released this on purpose. They wanted to pretend to leak it to generate hype, and if that's the case, it absolutely worked, because I'm making this video, you're watching this video. Bravo. I also don't even think it's that crazy of a conspiracy theory, given Jagex's guerrilla marketing tactics on like Twitter and stuff like that for Raids 3. Their Twitter has been unhinged. They've been tweeting out cryptic messages left and right. And my thought is that since all of us RuneScape players are autistic, Jagex assumed we would crack the codes immediately. But instead, all they've been getting is shitposts in their replies. I guess we'll find out next week.